two, let's go.
Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by
Army, Rob, and we were almost happy campers today.
almost happy campers, but nope, there's no happy camping for us. Not allowed. Can't camp. So yeah, definitely can't. Listen, guys, if you haven't heard already what happened in the game, well, then just probably don't watch the episode. You'll feel better about yourself and your life choices about being a Giants fan overall.
Brutal.
Giants literally blow a 10-point lead, end up losing to the Chicago Bears 24-20, giving up 2 touchdowns late in the game to go ahead and allow them to get the lead, and also
Fourth
lose
quarter.
Jackson Dart in the process here as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They know how to get to the dance most of the time, but they just don't know how to get. They're actually out there onto the dance floor and finish.
No.
Like, you sit there for 3 quarters of football and play good football, stopping the Bears, shutting down Lee Williams until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, listen, this is the game that, like, we talked about the rumors, and it's funny, I saw a little bit of battle going on for who actually broke this news about the Giants supposedly wanting to fire Dable after the whole Broncos thing. But this is the game that should point blank cost him his job at this point. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of other ones that should have cost him his job as well. I mean, I'm not saying this is the final straw. Like, no, this is the straw that you got to stop freaking like putting these rose-colored glasses on, of saying, oh, we almost won. Like, no, almost won is not good enough. I mean, look at the coaching mistakes here, okay? First off, I'm going to highlight this one as a massive one here, because this may cost us next week, depending on how things go as well. Stop designing the runs for Jackson Dart without explicit directions of, as soon as you get where you got to be, you freaking take the goddamn slide. And listen, he slid a couple times this game. So I'm going to give him some credit in that regard. But that last run he went on there, he goes ahead and gets a concussion. You could tell immediately he was concussed, because Jackson Dart, point blank, is the type of guy, if he fumbles the ball, he's running after the goddamn ball himself. I have no doubt in my mind of that whatsoever. And instead, the Giants keep on designing run after run after run for him. Same as they did with Daniel Jones. And
how that enough for us?
Yeah, and they're putting this kid in a situation where you're putting him in harm's way for 2 reasons here. There's 2 things that he needs to go ahead and fix, and it's going to take time. Let's be very frank; it's going to take time. He is not a seasoned veteran; it's a rookie quarterback. We got to remember that. He needs an internal clock when it comes to sacks, and you saw that again today. And he needs to learn to stop taking hits on QB runs. So when you have a quarterback that's a rookie quarterback that looks legit by all stretch of the imagination, like point blank, guys, we have a guy that we can start to build around and see what he becomes. I'm not going to sit there and say he's our future. He's 10 years down the road, our quarterback. He looks legit, and he's a guy we can start to build around and see what he becomes. That's the level-headed response to what Jackson Dart looks like right now. But what we're in a situation is that we're going to put him out there and put him in the position to get hurt because we know what his issues are, and we're continuing to do them.
Yeah, it's a shame. He needs someone to sit there and be like, Dart, we know you're a great player. We know that you're boss of the ball and you're a great leader. You don't have to take the hits to prove yourself.
No.
We know that you're tough. You're a quarterback. Use a quarterback slide. get a penalty off that and get even more yards.
And he already had the first down on that play. And that's where it's got to be like, okay, first off, I don't think you should be designing runs for him on these important plays because he's going to keep on going for it. It's just what he does. Save him from himself. It's kind of like, it's kind of like, it reminds me, and I hate to use this analogy because I'm hoping this never happens, obviously, with him, but it kind of reminds me of, the situation with RG3 and Shanahan. When RG3 got hurt and Shanahan just kept on not protecting him from himself. We need the Giants to protect Jackson Dart from Jackson Dart right now. And that's not happening. They're leaning into it, if anything. Protect him from himself.
Yes. And now there's a good chance next week I go to the Packers game and Dart doesn't start and I have to sit in that car ride home as I sit in the game.
Yep, which brings us to issue number 2 with the coaching staff. Issue number 2, Russell Wilson flat out should not be the backup quarterback.
No.
Can we say that louder for people in the back of the room, perhaps? Like, just in case they can't hear us.
Russell Wilson should not be in the NFL or on the Giants organization. Put in Winston. Is that loud enough?
It's time. It's time for Jameis Winston. Like, this is ridiculous. You've already seen enough of Russell Wilson to know what he is. And listen, I'm not even trying to beat the man when he's down. It's the end of his career. Most guys, let's be very frank, they continue playing past when they probably should, and that's where Russell Wilson's in that category right now as we speak. But you, as a talent evaluator, and this is a combination of Shane and Dable, by the way, but Dable is his roster, his final call. Tell me that Jameis Winston wouldn't do better than what you've seen from Russell Wilson. Minus the Cowboys game, because every goddamn quarterback looks great against the Cowboys. Let me be very frank on that one.
100%. Whenever he's running out of the field, you got a guy. You saw him. He tried to run in for a touchdown.
Yep,
but
can't do it.
He just doesn't have it anymore. Like, it's not like you said. It's not a knock on him. Like,
yeah,
Father Time comes after all of us, and when you're trying to be an elite athlete, and at his age, he's running against guys nearly half his age. It just they're bigger, stronger than you, and faster than you. Like, and you lost a step.
Yeah. And
like,
Jameis Winston's still in his early 30s. Like, he's still got years. Whereas Russell Wilson, he's just cooked. He's done.
Yeah.
Like, it's and the fact that the Giants refused to make Russell Wilson the third quarterback, literally, I think, in my theory, cost us this game.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Is that literally cost us don't get me wrong, everything we're going to give you in this list of why the coaching staff needs to be fired after today, every single one of these things cost us the game. So that's not the only thing. It wasn't like, well, everything was perfect until Russell Wilson came along. Like, there's plenty of other things. Again, we're trying to put this in respect for Russell Wilson because he is a longtime veteran. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like, he is all those things.
There's a lot of things
it's done.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could pick out of that guy's brain. Like, at this point in his career, it's more of like a coaching or a mentor thing than an actual play thing. At least with Jameis, like, he still got the ability to move the ball. Yeah, his decision making is somewhat suspect, but if you got a guy that is a good decision maker, but he can't act on his decisions, it's probably worse than the guy. It's probably worse than the guy that has some athletic talent around him.
Russ flat out can't make that decision.
That running the ball in that situation, which would put us up, gave us another touchdown because it's right there in the line when you're on the goal. Tell me that if Jameis Winston was there compared to Russell Wilson, who do you think's going to get it there? And
oh yeah,
as soon as Russ got hit, like touched, it was done. You saw he tried to push, but there was just nothing there.
Yep, and I so thought that in my head, and this is sad that I thought this, but I'm going to say it point blank. I was like, wouldn't it be great if Russell Wilson faked an injury? Like, I'll never hope an injury on a player, so I'm going to put it that way. Like, wouldn't it be great if he faked an injury and Jameis Winston came in? And again, Jameis Winston is not the greatest player. I see you there, Marcus, with the Winston is an interception throwing king. 100%. But at least he gets the throws out.
You tell me that Wilson looked that much better?
Yeah.
The thing with Jameis Winston, like in his prime, when he had that starting job, he was a fun quarterback to watch. And I joked about it a whole bunch of times. He's a quarterback that will throw you 400 yards a game, throw you 5 touchdowns, but he also throw you 4 picks.
And if anything, the fact that we have a very conservative offensive call is a big part of the Winston thing too as well, because Winston's in an offense that literally is huge on keeping the ball, avoiding turnovers, playing it safe. Like it's not a crazy offense. This actually might play into the weaknesses of Jameis Winston. And I'm going to say a point blank. If Jameis Winston, this is assuming Dart's going to be out. And again, Dart had a concussion in this game. He didn't pass protocol. So you have to assume he's probably not going to be in next week. That's usually the way that goes down.
Yeah.
So assuming next week that's the case, if Jameis Winston is not starting, I am going to freaking flip my shit like you would not believe, point blank. Fair warning. I will be like point blank. We're going to have to start using like you would not believe, because it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
AC's going to be able to hear me from the game, even though he's not going there, about how much I'll be swearing up and down because
okay.
What the actual
reason number 3 we lost this game and why the Giants coaching staff needs to go because of that. 2 words for you. Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks sucks, guys. Absolutely sucks. And he had a big penalty today. He had a couple of blown, coverages during the game. I know a lot of people gave him credit on that fade route on that, 3rd and goal, but that wasn't a major play. It was overthrown, and he didn't get the chance to, Adunze didn't get a chance to. I think it was Adunze he was covering that play.
I think
he didn't get the chance to get off the initial press. That wasn't great on Banks. Let me be very clear on that. Banks sucks. When you're literally seeing the Giants now starting midway through the game saying, we're going to alternate between Banks and Corey Black. That's an issue. Like, let me be very clear what Black is. Like, he's a guy that you literally went ahead and drafted in the 7th round. Thought so little of him that you didn't even protect him. You didn't protect him from going ahead and getting to another team, and he goes to the Jets, and you just happen to luck out and get the guy back that you drafted. Because obviously you liked him and you thought he was a fit. That's why you drafted him. But when Deonte Banks literally splitting time with the 7th round rookie, that just tells you all you need to know. All you need to know. And you know what? I said it multiple times in this show that I'm not trying to take it back and be that guy, because I see Deb with a comment there. She's right. I did say multiple times you probably can't trade him because of what's going on in the secondary. I said that, and I still stand by that statement. But I will say this. When the Colts called, I probably would have pulled the trigger. Because the Colts called. It's different from you calling around and trying to get rid of a guy. There's a little difference in that. You now have an upper hand in that position.
Yes.
And I probably would have traded him away.
Without a doubt. It's a simple supply.
What they got offered. I don't know what they got offered, so it's hard for me to say 100%. But
the Colts think they are on a run. So they would pick up a guy in their mind, cheap.
That they probably fix.
That they probably fix, because they probably look at the Giants organization and see how many players have left that Giants team and played well elsewhere.
And on top of that, they have Daniel Jones to ask about Banks.
Yes. Well, I was going to get as supply and demand on our end. There's not much demand for him, but if you're calling for him, that means someone wants him, which means they'll give up more than what you probably want to get anywhere else.
Yeah, the whole situation is absolutely crazy. So, like I said, that's got to be one of the things that we got to blame it on. And number 4. Reasons this regime needs to be fired because of this game alone. The defense. This defense
let up 76 points in the past 4 games.
Absolutely insane. Now, but on top of that, going way past that, the first half, you saw how well the Chicago Bears were actually running the ball on us. And luckily for the Giants, the Chicago Bears didn't even realize
the Bears.
They didn't even realize it. They were like not running the ball like crazy. They did not run a lot on us.
No.
Like, it's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. So at this point, you could see the defense is still crap. And then the second they started just really pushing and putting pressure on the Giants defense, they scored 2 touchdowns back to back on us to win the game. And let me be very clear on this. The only reason this defense looks so great for the first 3 quarters is because the Bears were dropping the football left and right.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many drops. I got the box score in front of me. It doesn't give me drops on the play. But
all of them.
But it's like, how many goddamn, times did you see the players drop the ball?
It was so frustrating to watch. It was,
yeah,
like, my God.
Until you get these things right, get rid of the dead weight in the roster, fix the goddamn defense, protect Jackson Dart from himself, get an actual capable backup quarterback instead of the guy who flat out should have retired a couple years ago. It's going to be hard to win games and finish games, guys. Because that's our issue, is finishing games.
100%. Like, and that's what I said when we were just talking before we were going live.
Yeah,
we look pretty good. We've played against some pretty good teams for 3 quarters of football, but there's 4 quarters in football when you play. And we just seem to fall apart. The debacle of 33 points against the Broncos. I said then it's like, I think it was 76. I said it before. I think it was 76 points since that game we've left in the 4th quarter. That's ridiculous. You left 76 points in 4 games, you're just going to lose. That's just the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Well, here, I'll give you this one. There's a couple of games you can look at and point blank say, these games are blown leads. The Broncos, the Cowboys, and this game. And that's just blown leads. I'm not saying like, oh, if this happened, if that happened, we win kind of scenario. Just point blank, we couldn't close out the deal.
We were winning.
That would put us at 500 right now. We'd be at 5-5.
And we would still be talking about, wild card this, wild card that.
Yes.
Can we go to play the Eagles? Like, we're a coaching staff away of being like fun to watch again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the proof right there, because this goes back to the defense thing. Because you got 3 games now the Giants point blank should have won, but it couldn't close it out in the 4th quarter. And this is going way past the issues of like when the offense couldn't get off the ground the first couple of weeks. This goes way past the issues of like, the turnovers in New Orleans, which was the one gimme game we had in our freaking schedule this year. Like, there's other things you could easily look at and say this Giants team point blank should be above 500. But that's 3 games. 3 games. And it's funny because so again, I had to go to a bar to watch this game because of the fact that there's blacked out locally because it was played on Fox here in Tampa Bay, and I refused to buy a TV service, but I already have Sunday ticket and all that crap. But there's a Bears fan there, and we're talking, and he's like, "Oh, we're going to come back and win this. I'm going to bet you $20 we're going to come back and win this." And I said, "I'm not betting you, dude. I'm a Giants fan. I know better."
Yeah. It's funny.
If there's one team that's going to give up a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter, it is the Giants. And guess what? I was right. And I hate that I was right. It embarrasses the crap out of me that I'm right.
That's what should do. Double or nothing that we blow in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, absolutely insane, guys. Listen, we're going to go through you guys' comments as well. I do see them all. So don't get me wrong. I'm seeing them. We're just trying to vent ourselves for a second here. And we're going to go ahead and get through literally all of your comments here shortly on that. The other issue I do want to bring up here, and this is, let's be very clear. This did not affect the game. But the kicker situation. God damn it, what the hell?
Our special teams a couple years ago was one of the best special teams. It's great. I mean, I guess they were on the field enough that they were that good, but they were pretty solid unit. But what the actual hell?
My issue is you go ahead and you bring in Koo as your backup kicker. You don't want to put him in when Gillum got hurt. You bring up Jude McAtomney instead, who was, again, a kid who literally couldn't even keep his starting kicker position in Rutgers. So couldn't keep a starting position at Rutgers, which is even a top tier school. Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but Rutgers is not Alabama, Georgia. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of the top schools. It's not Ohio State, Michigan. Like, it's just not. It's not even Oregon. Like, you know what I mean? It's not. So you put him in, and that was obviously a mistake. And, you can make the case that cost this game, especially Denver. Now this week, you bring in Koo finally. For some reason, you don't let him do kickoffs. And you have the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen, do it. And twice, the ball goes out of bounds, which means that the Bears start the ball automatically at the 40.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. And it's not on any of the players. It's the coaching staff putting players in positions where they shouldn't be in.
Yeah. Like,
it's absolutely absurd. You could have some of the best talents, and you could look at, we'll just say Malik Neighbors before he gets hurt. You turn around like, all right, play defensive end. He's not going to look good. What are we doing here? We're just taking players and putting them in positions. Just because they kick the ball doesn't mean you're just going to play great doing it, kicking the ball somewhere else. There's some specialties to it. And you go and you have Koo, and like some of the I said offline too, it's like we were playing in weather. So some of it you could shank, like it hits the part of his side of his foot.
Yeah.
And he loses a grip on the ball a little bit and drop it as he's trying to kick it. Like
it's shanked.
It was shanked. I was trying to give him a little bit
shanked,
but
damn right.
It's just
100%. But you have to wonder how much of Gillen's issue on that last punt. I mean, again, this is all we do is guess and do conjecture here, but how much of that last punt was his issue because he wasn't focusing on just punting this game? He was focused on punting and kickoffs, which he doesn't usually do.
Yeah.
Again, kicker issues. How many times we talk about? I can't remember a single time in my life as a football team that I've seen a goddamn issue with the kicker last for 3 years.
It just doesn't make sense. It's one of those positions, and I hate to just put it down, but we got to put down. It's one of those mindless kicker spots. Like you could pick up people, and specialize in that position, and that's what they do. When you do a kickoff to prepare to punt, like all you have to do is practice that. Like when you're trying to diversify, like I said, it's putting too much on them. Now you got to worry about the long snapper, the short snapper. Like there's a reason why they're not making $40 million to kick the ball. It's you can kind of plug and play them a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, the whole thing is just goddamn ridiculous, and this game is the epitome of everything wrong with the New York Giants right now, point blank. And it's a reiteration basically to us of why everybody needs to go. That's the whole coaching staff. That is Joe Shane. And it's 100% what the situation is. Now, I will say this. The whole organization can't go right now because you have to have somebody to coach the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We're going to call for it. And Rob, I don't want to speak for you, so feel free to tell me if you disagree, but I think you're going to be on board with this. Brian Daboll should be fired tomorrow.
Yes. I don't think you should make it out of Chicago.
Well, no, you never do it. They get off the plane and then they do it. That's what happens. That's what happened in supposedly in Denver, and that's why they changed their mind in the meantime. You don't do it before you hit the plane because it's the most awkward plane ride back.
Don't care. Give him the embarrassment.
Fire Daboll. Make Kafka the interim OC. Make Shea Tierney the OC. I'm sorry. Make Kafka the interim HC, the head coach. Sorry. Make Shea Tierney the OC. Fire Shane Bowen. Bring Marcon Manuel. Put him up to be defensive coordinator. Make his assistant the new defensive backs coach. And then that's what it should be the rest of the season. And then at the end of the year, you can just let people know point blank you're coaching for your job. Like that's where we're at. Because I would say this as well. I would go as far as to say, because of the issues of this team, and because you want to jump the gun and get a chance to start interviewing people that might be around now that you might be interested in talking to, I would also go ahead and fire Joe Shane, and I would go ahead and promote Brandon Brown to be the interim GM in the meantime.
Yeah, right. I was literally talking about this during the game with a couple of people as I was watching, and I said, because they're like, what are the Giants going to do with coaching? What should they do? It's like, at this point, no one wants to go over there. It's like, if they're going to run out the year with Daboll, like, we're going to have a hell of a time trying to pick up staff. But at this point, what they should do is fire Daboll. I said it on the play line, make an announcement over the loudspeaker. Don't care. Embarrass him because he's embarrassed this organization for long enough. Say,
thank you for flying the Giants. We're going to be making our destination soon here in New Jersey.
Uptown funk you up. Get off the plane because you're fired. Pack your bags.
Announcement, Brian Dable, please stand. You're fired.
Yeah. I'm trying not to drop to the F-bombs because I really want him. But you give Kafka the respect because he's had a lot of
yes.
There's been a lot of issues. And he's probably, if you do get an interim job, he may not stay next year for that head coach's job, but you let him play it out this year. It's just way he could go elsewhere.
But you also get the continuity with Jackson Darton. That's my main reason for saying go ahead and put him in there, because if you do that, you got some offensive continuity, not ruining Dart in the process. Because let's be honest, Dart's going to have to probably learn a whole new offensive system.
Yeah, you know and that's literally what I was trying to get at. It was that at least you have your new shiny toy with Dart. That's going to still develop the way he's going with. You still got some of that togetherness. And don't wait till the new year. Just say now, all you guys, we're on a fire sale. Coach for your job if you want.
Fire.
Because otherwise, you're fucking fired. Okay. Sorry, had to drink. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what we should do. So
I don't even I want a Vince McMahon on the plane. You're fired.
My whole thing is I don't think people necessarily recognize this. And I want to make sure I say it now because of the fact that this needs to be recognized. Jackson Dart, point blank, makes this an elite spot to go to as a head coach. Think about it. When you're an elite head coach and you need a position, a new job, and I'm not going to say names and specifically who I call an elite head coach, because that'll start us a whole different tangent.
Yeah.
But if you are elite head coach or even a hot commodity head coach, we'll say, why would you not want to go to a situation where a team is underperforming, already has a quarterback, already has supposedly all these weapons on the pass rush at that point, and you could see just by watching the film how inept the current coaching staff is. You're going to walk into this situation and look like a goddamn freaking genius.
Yeah. Imagine Kyle Shanahan coming over here. And just develop just put the players where they're supposed to go. That's it's fantastic. You have a Harbaugh come over here where they just know.
Oh my God! Please, Raven, please fire Harbaugh, please.
Yeah,
they're not.
That would be amazing. No. Yeah, just imagine you have a Harbaugh come over here.
Obviously,
you would look at.
We'll take any Harbaugh. Do they have a third brother? Is there a third Harbaugh?
Even if he's on the spectrum, we'll take him.
Is their dad available? He used to be a coach.
But we would look at Wan'Dale Robinson oh my God, look at that. He's about to have 1,000 yards this season. Good for him. Because we utilize him correctly. Oh, wow. Bellinger could block and get a run game going because he's an extra blocker on us.
Yeah.
Come on. There's simple things that our coach staff has not done, which he should.
It's just absolute insanity. And
these two goofballs can see it. These two goofballs who are not professional athletes or coaches.
No, trust me. I don't think anybody's going to think that I'm a professional athlete whatsoever. No, it's funny because I'm so goddamn tall. People always ask me if I played, some kind of sport. And usually it's basketball because of the height. And then we get a whole conversation about the Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson movie. Yeah. White man can't jump. It's true. But
I was just watching the thing won money from Wesley Snipes because he did dunk.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's absolute insanity. And people, and listen, I see Jay popped in as well, and Deb, some of the people that are at Anthony I see as well. So some people that are the regulars here on our show, and they know point blank. And actually, Greg, I see you there too. So I don't want to leave you out. They know that when I do the live shows and with the streaming of the games at that point, doing an alternate play-by-play here, I literally call things out before they happen because it's so obvious it's not even funny. Last week, I remember when Dark got hit in that really bad sack near when they were deep in the opposite side of the field there, and I was like, "There's no protection for him. Someone's going to come around. He's not going to see it." Sure enough, what happened? No protection. Someone came around. So The coaching staff is just inept, guys. It's absolutely inept. There's no doubt about this. This is not an issue with the players. I actually think that the team's not that bad. The offensive line's playing good. Dart is playing like an elite quarterback, you could say, hypothetically. I mean, I don't want to call him an elite quarterback yet. That's why I'm trying to pause myself here. But they were showing the stats, man. He's got like the most, third most touchdowns since week 4, since he started starting. He's playing like an elite quarterback right now. As far as that, that's the most important stat. Is how many touchdowns are you getting us? Like, that's about as important a stat as you're going to come across. Besides the wins, losses,
and that's without Malik Neighbors. That's without like his number 1 receiver. There's
another leading.
Yeah,
I gotta bring it. Listen, they're still on this dance,
bro. It was terrible. We should watch it.
Anyway, though, listen, it is what it is. We just gotta clean house this coaching staff and see what we got there. Listen, we're gonna pay the bills in a second. Before we do, gotta give a shout out here to Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Says, let's support the Goofball Nation, guys. Drew is unemployed. We need to rally around a leader. 26 our year. Oh my gosh, Jay, man, cracks me up. It's so fun. I swear, when people see half his comments he puts in here sometimes, and probably goes like,
"What an asshole!"
This guy just doesn't like the show, does he? Why is he still there? Luckily, we're just as sarcastic as he is, so it just works out pretty well. Anthony also with the super chat 99 there. Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you.
Listen, I just think that this is one of those. This is one of those games that you look at and it just, like I said, it just epitomizes everything wrong with the team. But it also shows you what could be. It really does. Jay still in.
I am. Takes what I know on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys.
I'm actually
listen,
a dick.
We're gonna pay the bills real quick. We're gonna start going over comments at that point as well. Like I said, I'm not gonna exclude you guys from that. Feel free to vent away. Besides talking about my dancing skills. And
no, that's terrible.
Vent on the team, not my dances. And then, like I said, we'll be right back there.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
Dwayne, man, gosh, talk about my dancing skills. I said no more dancing skills comments.
That was cold. Really laughed out loud.
You know what the scary thing is? It's like a month ago, if this has happened, we'd be so pissed off. It's not even funny. But we're so used to it as Giants fans. I can't even get that upset. You know how bad is that? Like, legitimately, I'm pissed, but I'm not like flipping out, raging, throwing shit. 'Cause I'm so used to this. It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's like we're in an abusive relationship. We just accept it. Like, yep.
I'm going to throw another thing at you. And this is going to sound bad. And I'm not usually this guy. Us losing is good.
Give them drafts.
You know what? It's beyond that. It's the draft pick, yes. But it's one of my biggest worries I had was that Jackson Dart would come in, do well, the Giants would start winning, and Dable would be keeping his coaching job.
Yes. That's
the biggest thing. Like, listen, I'm telling you right now, getting rid of Dable is more valuable than getting the number 1 overall pick.
For real.
So now we're 2-8. How's your continuity, John? How's your continuity, John Mara? Like that's
we're constantly losing. That's where it's at.
That's where it's at. And like I said, we're already at the point now where one more loss and it's absolutely impossible for us to be 500.
Well, there's no shot of being 500 after week 4.
Technically there is. There's still 7 more games.
Mathematically, yes.
Mathematically. That's one of my biggest concerns. I don't want to see us start winning, and then all of a sudden they go, "Oh, well, maybe this is not the problem after all. Maybe we
stick with that continuity."
Like, and I like I said, I'm not the tank guy usually. I'm not, but this time I'm saying tank for new coaching staff. That's where I'm at. We're tanking for new coaching staff, and it's because I don't trust the Giants to make the right move otherwise. And how sad is that?
It's really sad.
It's extremely. We're breaking up the tank sound again. We're breaking up the tank sound again. We did it last year. So we're tanking for a quarterback. Now we're tanking for a coach. My God,
give me that coach.
We got too many tanks here. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Guys.
We're going to war.
All right, let's get to your comments, guys. Let me go into here. Start from the very top. As we got Deb there. What's up, Deb? Say, kids.
Hey, Deb.
This is why I like Deb. She still thinks we're young. She says that to quote Jay, boo. Yes, the bar from Jay, boo. Anthony says, I say they continued quarterback runs. Yep, it's a horrible decision. Can't keep doing it. He says, I hate this coaching staff. Clearly, Russ can't run the offense. He should be the emergency third. Yep. And that's why I'm saying point blank, Jameis Winston next week. Because again, yes. I have to assume that we're going to be down a dart. Like that's usually what happens with a concussion is you don't have that player.
Get that week off.
Yeah. So, and again, rightfully so. I'm not even knocking them for that. The player safety should become way beyond winning a football game. So
exactly. It just when you guys bell rang, like it was pretty gross looking. Yeah. It wasn't too gross, but give the man some time off. You don't want to ruin his what could be a long career. You don't want to RG3 him.
Yes.
Guy could have a long career cut short because coaches didn't know how to protect him.
Insanity. Let's see. Spaz out 6ST. John Mara gotta go. I don't give a F if he got cancer. Well, John Mara's the owner. He's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, he's not selling.
He can't fire himself as the owner. That's not the way this works. But
I hate myself.
Honestly, what he needs to do is he needs to separate himself from the football decision, bring in somebody to make those football decisions. And the closer and closer we get to this offseason, the more and more I want Tom Coughlin.
Nice.
Again, I don't want him to be the coach. I think that time is come and gone. Though I wouldn't be too, I don't know. I'd feel like I'd be like, maybe I'm okay with this.
I would have some mixed feelings. I think that time's run, but like to be like an advisor, GM kind of.
Oh, no, but that's what I'm saying. I wanted to bring him in as the advisor, like that football czar kind of guy, to clean house of dead weight with that's been there for a while. To go ahead and give a shot to help with the looking at a new GM, a new coach. Like it's just I hate to say it, but I don't want to say I'm rooting for him to be the coach. I don't want to say it that way, but hypothetically if that happens, let me put it this way. Rob, would you rather have Tom Coughlin or Brian Dable right now?
Oh, give me Tom Coughlin all day.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not what I'm rooting for. I'm just saying it would be an upgrade of what we have right now.
Yeah.
But he needs. I want him to be the VP in charge of football operations. I don't even know who has the title technically right now. Might even be Shane, but
I think so.
But that's what I need. I need him to be the guy to go ahead and go in there and say, "Okay, you suck at your job. You've been here since I've been here. Time to go." Like, hey, Ronnie Barnes, guess what? Shady Acres Retirement Home's calling for you. Like, it's time to go, man. Like, and then bring in people that know what they're doing.
Here's a nice little severance package.
One thing he would do in a heartbeat, probably, and I think fans would love it. He probably would bring Antonio Pierce on in some capacity because those two are still very close.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm just saying that's what we need is somebody to come in there and actually understands the game of football and change things out. Not somebody that just happens to have the last name Mara or used to have the last name Mara and they got married.
Yeah.
Like, we have enough of those. We're good. We're good. Let's see here. Back to where I was here. Oh, there we go. Deb says, why do people still say we need Banks for what? I think that boat is officially sailed this week.
Yeah.
And I said it myself. I'm guilty of it because of all the injuries we had. Flott and Adebo both out. But we don't need him anymore. When he's splitting time with Corey Black, we're good. We can get him off the streets to just as good, if not better.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're the first round draft pick.
That we traded up for, by the way. Moved one slot of forward because we're so worried we're going to get him gone.
And he's splitting time with 7th round, like that we cut, that we picked back up, like.
And he's only starting right now because of an injury.
Yeah.
So technically, next week, assuming Adebo comes back, he's going to be splitting time to be the primary backup corner. Oh my god, that's just. Ugh. Anthony says so. Other teams get free yards from defensive pass interference. Deb, yeah, a lot of bad ones. Deb says vaunted pass rush group can't finish plays. I will say this: I guys that have been listening for a while, I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. Actually, the Bears fans at the bar was actually getting upset with me because I kept saying Caleb Williams isn't that good.
But his nails.
Also, I showed him my tweet that I put out there that that what I say at the tweet, I think it was something like Caleb Williams is changing his nail colors during halftime to pump up the team.
Yeah.
But the one thing he did impress me with is his ability to get out of what should be obvious sacks. Like he was very, very good at managing that pocket. He was very good about getting around the pass rush. There was a lot of sacks that should have been that weren't. So, I'm gonna give him that as the kudos there. I don't think otherwise he was that great in the game, to be very, very frank though. But that's the one thing that I really thought that was impressive about him. So
which is not to say much. He's definitely taken a step forward in progression.
Well,
from last year. And you can see he reached the field better. He's making better decisions, but I still don't think he's the best.
Hashtag coaching.
Yeah. So he's definitely made some development. But
those of you guys are watching the football game, they were showing all the stats from last year to this year with the Bears offense. And you can see, again, it's coaching. It's coaching.
Oh, yeah. Ben Johnson.
Which Anthony says he effing hates these coaches. Spaz says everyone should be unemployed tomorrow morning. Well, not everybody. You need somebody to coach the team.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think we gave our plan of what I would do. I mean, that's personally simple. Get rid of the people and then see what you got going forward. Jimmy says the effing coach is an effing idiot. Yeah.
Said it at least.
That's better, right? Deb says what happening to Dart is what happened to Jones. Yeah. They don't care about their long term because they're worried about their own health as keeping a job.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I
think I don't want to rush Dart out. I was very, very adamant early in the season. I also said I should have inserted my foot in my mouth because Dart has played amazing, but I said RG3 him, but you also don't want to DJ him, where he's going to be hearing footsteps and being a terrible quarterback for the Giants and go somewhere else. And be like the MVP comeback player of the year candidate.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing is absolutely crazy here. Anthony says, so happy I sold my Packers tickets, but you don't get to meet Rob now. You were going to meet Rob.
And the missus. I had no kid. I had the freedom.
Yeah, because she's going to be just like sitting next to you, smacking you every time the Giants score. The Giants beat the Packers. It'd be so on course for what they've done this year.
It'd be amazing. But with Dart out, probably Russell Wilson starting.
Oh my God.
I might volunteer to be the DD draft home.
Yeah. You might not be able to be.
Yeah.
Greg says Bowen has to go, can't close games, have to fire everyone. I wouldn't care if it were tomorrow. Yeah. It's kind kind of a rough scenario, that's for sure right now. Money Mike says Dable, Shane, and Bowen need to be gone by today. Yeah, like I said, as soon as they land in Jersey, those guys should be fired. Point blank. And once they get fired, then you figure out from there. That's point blank. Deb says, at Anthony, be honest, AC, did you pay somebody else to take the tickets off your hands? Greg says, at least Winston can see over the line. Yeah. Anthony says, I didn't. The person who bought them must have been a Packers fan. That's exactly what it is. B Solo 47 says, my tinfoil theory is that Russell made them promise they wouldn't drop him to third when he came here. I wish they would try Winston. It's disrespect at this point. Yes, exactly. And listen, I don't care if you promised him that. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have promised him that. You should have said point blank, we're going to do what is best for this team. And if he doesn't like that, that just tells me he's not a team player and I don't need him. You know, that's on the team if they did that. But you know who didn't promise him that? Whoever replaces Shane and Dable if you fired them today. I don't think that was a conversation with Brandon Brown and Mike Kafka. That would be so. It's a loophole the Giants can have here. Jerome says Russ needs to retire. Yes, he does. At the end of the year, he probably should. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if he did it right now. Maybe one more week because we probably need to be a backup next week. Derek says this loss is on Brian Dable. You have to take the penalty at the 1 yard line instead of the field goal. Yeah, and I'm going to give you another one here. The field goal that early in the game that he didn't kick, and he went for it. And this was the one that Bellinger, which there was a couple of calls in this game that were so close you could argue, definitely in the Bellinger catch in the end zone is definitely one of them. I thought that was a catch all day long personally. But take the field goal. And now at the end of the way it all worked out in the end, the Giants would have got the ball back just under 2 minutes, just needing 1 point, meaning a field goal to win. It changes how you play an offense. Now, granted, we had Russell Wilson there, so probably would have lost either way. But that's just is what it is. Greg says, I'm just very tired of the same shit as everyone is. I know fellow Giants fans, yeah. But we're so used to it. That's what I'm saying. Look how calm we are talking about this game compared to how it usually is. Usually we're flipping out, we're throwing crap, like point blank. I will tell you about that. I have to leave the house sometimes when the Giants play this bad. I don't know why I take it so personal. It feels weird to me. I do. I admit it freely myself, but it is what it is. And right now I'm so used to losing. It was calm the whole time. Like, yeah, sounds right. That's what the Giants do. So used to it. It's not even funny. Just par for the course. Marcus says Winston is an interception throwing king. Yep, but at least he throws. Jordan says, I never thought we would have a coaching staff worse than Joe Judge's. Boy, was I wrong. Yeah. Yep. Antoine says, fire Dable. Yep. Greg says, Dable sucks without Dart. Yeah, he sucks with Dart. It's funny. We talked about this. I was talking about with the guy at the bar today watching this game, and he was trying to say not to fire Dable because of, because of Dart. He's worried about Dart not succeeding as the quarterback, another coach there as a quarterback, and setting him back. And he was like, "Oh, we'll just fire Kafka and fire, Shane Bowen." And I'm like, "Well, no. Like, what quarterback has succeeded here with the Giants in Dable's time? And then go back to prior to that. What quarterback succeeded with Dable in the NFL besides Josh Allen, who still succeeded without him as well? If Dart looks this good with a crappy coach, imagine how good he could look with a coach. That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine what's more likely, that Dart falls apart without Dable, or that Dart looks better when he gets out from underneath Dable. Like, and that's the scary part.
Dart's definitely look better.
Like, Jackson Dart could be being held back by how bad of a coach Dable is just as much. Or maybe
how good
top 5 quarterback in this league. How
good has Josh Allen looked the past couple of years?
That's what I'm saying. But again, who did he ever develop besides besides the Dart? Besides the Allen thing? That's it.
And arguably, he's been a better quarterback. Last year, there's a lot of injuries with Josh Allen, around Josh Allen, and he looked one of the best quarterbacks, the best quarterback in the league last year. Didn't even win a ring, but yeah.
Let's see. Anthony says, F that. I don't give him any respect, Drew. We're talking about Russell Wilson. Again, I'm going to give him respect for what he's done in this league. I'm just going to say his time is up. Antoine says, Wilson only looks one way, and that is to the right. He never looks left. Well, he also can't look center because he can't see over the line. That's another issue there, too. Dorothy says, it's clear now that the year Dable won Coach of the Year is because Daniel Jones is actually good. I'm going to say point blank is because of Saquon. Like, we're being honest, Saquon dragged that team to the playoffs.
Put it on his shoulders and ran it down the throat.
But it's also that every single thing went right for the Giants that year. How many, like, we talk about the Jacksonville game, it ended on the 1 yard line with the Giants winning because they stopped the guy just short of a touchdown at the last play of the game. You know, the Tennessee Titans game to start the season. You know, we go ahead and get a 2-point conversion, which what's the last? That's probably the last one we got. It feels like, you know, it's just every single thing went right, and Barkley was just a man on a mission that year. That's all there's to it. So, Deb says, interesting point. Antoine says Banks is trash. Yep. Greg says Dable doesn't know how to tailor game plans to different quarterbacks. There's a lot of things he doesn't know. That is one of them. You know, also how to work within a coaching staff and being a leader is another thing he doesn't know how to do. How to oversee overall. Because I really think that he's giving Shane Bowen free reign of the defense because I don't think he understands defense. I really think that's what's going on. I think there's plans that they talk about during the week. But don't tell me anybody who had even a basic concept of NFL defense would be okay with them doing this 3 times in a row now. And again, it's soft coverage again. Like, watch the replay. Now, I will go back and watch the all 22, obviously, because I got the time to do it right now. And I guarantee you're going to watch the final 2 drives, and the guy's going to be 5-10 yards off the receiver again. What we do.
Yeah.
What we do. And anybody who actually understood defense would stop that. But Dable doesn't. He's so focused on the offense. This is why he is a coordinator, not a head coach, and not a good coordinator.
That's fair.
Thomas says, Dave's Giants don't know how to win. Good to see you guys. Good to see you too, man. Yeah, and we brought that up before. We actually said that after the Broncos game, and I'm going to still stand by this. I think what they should do is they should go ahead and put guys from winning teams on there. And we talked about that when we got the 2 quarterbacks, Board and Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, who actually, by the way, had a very good game. They got guys from the 49ers and the Ravens. They're bringing people that know how to win in. They need to do that on a more regular basis because this team just doesn't know how to win. Doesn't know how to win. And I'll say this, the coaching staff doesn't either. Clearly. Because don't tell me in between the 2 touchdowns that nobody else but me was thinking it's going to be 3 runs down the middle and then punt the ball.
Everyone saw that from a mile away.
There's no way to win that way. They play scared.
Austin brought it up too at the beginning of the first quarter. We were just talking about how they opening drives. What are they doing? First down, running the ball nonstop.
Yeah.
So then you have 2 shots to throw the ball down the field. Like, we don't have to start off that way. Like, we could change up how we play the offense. It actually surprises the defense we play against.
Deb says, I agree on Banks, Drew, but every time I mention get rid of him, people said, oh, we need him. Yeah, again, we did at the time, but again, my whole thing is the Colts called and wanted him. That's when you say, you know what? I have the upper hand here. I can actually get something decent for him probably and move on. By the way, when I say decent for him, I'm not suggesting that you get the 2 first-rounders that the Jets got for Sauce. Let me be very clear on that. But if they offered you a 4th or a 5th round pick, you would take that in a heartbeat. I would take I would take anything like that in a heartbeat. I don't know what they were offered. I wasn't in the phone calls. I'm not trying to make it seem like that's what the pitch was. But if the Colts called him, they must have wanted him. And they were probably willing to give up more than a 7th round pick to get him, that means. Just saying.
Yeah.
Could have gotten something for him. Antoine says, hell, they need to try open tryouts to the public. That's how bad our secondary is. Up. I smell a Mark Wahlberg movie coming. Greg says, Banks is a ruined guy. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I think they ruined him last year when they made him CB1. Rob and I talked about that plenty of times before the year started. They're putting him in a position to fail, making him CB1 for the first time when he failed at the rookie year when he had to do it for a couple games, and then giving him a gauntlet of top receivers in the NFL to go against. They absolutely ruined him. Not to mention the fact they don't let him press because they do a 5-10 yards off the goddamn receiver, and he is a guy who does press very well. You're not letting him do what he does well. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So instead, he's trying to overcome bad cuts and angles because those aren't his strengths, and he's getting defensive pass interference calls because we're not using him properly.
Yeah, which our coach staff has been doing with almost every player. So.
Yeah. So
kudos to them.
Antoine says, I know a couple of meth heads that play better defense when guarding that pipe. Gosh. Oh, my gosh. Greg says this regime has stunted players' growth for sure. Damn straight it has. Dwayne says don't even let these coaches or GM fly back to New Jersey. Exactly. You guys, you stay here in Chicago. You can sleep under the bean.
Take an Uber home. I don't care.
Oh my gosh. Antoine says y'all can laugh. He says, you know I'm telling the truth. Let's see. Dwayne says this regime has ruined some of the best talent I've ever seen. It's worse than the Gettleman years. I promise you, it's worse.
Just look at the records.
The Gettleman thing is like there were so many issues there. The drafting was horrible. The free agents were horrible. There was no building of a roster. I feel like there's a building of a roster now. That's the weird part. That's why I'm much worse. I'm much lower on Dable than I am on Shane. But that doesn't mean I want to keep Shane. Again, for the record, I want to get rid of Shane too. But if I had to pick between Gettleman and Shane, I would stick with Shane actually, because he at least didn't put us in cap hell. Like I know we don't have a ton of cap space. Don't get me wrong, but no one does. You know, like no one.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You're not supposed to. You want to build a roster. Antoine says, I love my Giants, but this is ridiculous. Yeah, it's been ridiculous for a few years. Greg says, I had a good feeling we were losing this game and still upset me. Damn it. Yeah, fell for it. Fooled you. Dwayne says, all you have to do is abuse Deontay Banks and you can beat us. That is unacceptable. Yep, and they did. If you notice the first drive that the Bears had, where they went for it on fourth down and could have just, punted away and got us deep, or I can't remember where they were, if they were in chance to even get a field goal potentially. But the first two plays, throw to Banks. It's insanity. Just throw to the Banks and run the ball. That's all you got to do. Throw wherever Banks is and run the ball. And you will get a touchdown every single drive. Antoine says, Wilson is only in it for a paycheck. Well, he's in it for a paycheck and a chance to extend his career, basically, is what I'll put it. But I don't think he's going to extend anymore. I think this was the last straw. I think this is the last ride. So let's ride. This is the last ride for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, let's ride. Last ride.
And honestly, that's the one thing I can see the Giants saying we got to keep Wilson in as a starter next week, is to give him one last start for his career. Because that's what this would be. But F that. I care about the team, not Russell Wilson's last start of his career. He had his last start already. It was against the Chiefs. He sucked.
Yeah, we're not here for charity.
Exactly. Not here for charity. Greg says, it ruins my will to even watch football at times. Oh, my gosh. He says, sorry, just can't stand the way we even lose. Yeah, I get it. Like I said, it's just, I'm at the point where I'm numb. Like, I used to get upset for days when this kind of stuff happened. I'm numb. I'm just so used to it. Dwayne says, I'd rather be run out there with no coaching staff for 7 games than watch those losers call into the game for us. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of. Listen, I don't think Kafka's great. Don't get me wrong. The only reason I'm willing to give Kafka the interim head coaching job is 2 reasons. Actually, I'm going to add a third. One, he's put up with a lot of crap in his time here as the Giants offensive coordinator. It's giving him something nice because Dable has put him to the ringers like you would not believe. He tried to get out to be the OC of the Seahawks. The Giants wouldn't let him leave. Like, there was shit that happened behind the scenes with like crazy with Kafka. 2, I want to see, was it Kafka or was it Dable with the dumbass plays?
Yes.
3, there's no other option. Like, nobody else is even somewhat qualified to be the head coach. Like, the one thing I'm going to give, and listen, I'm not going to give a lot of credit to Joe Judge on a lot of things, but one thing I give Joe Judge a lot of credit for is he surrounded himself with people that were former leaders of football teams. He had a lot of guys on there that were former head coaches in college. He had Jason Garrett, who was, let's be honest, probably forced on him by the Maris, but he still had a former NFL head coach on the roster. Like, he had people that he can lean on and say, hey, what would you guys do in this scenario? And those guys actually had been in that scenario potentially. Brian Dable was afraid to hire anybody with any head coaching experience, I felt like.
I was about to say, he was too afraid to be outshined. He's just too much of an ego guy in the way, and he didn't want to be outshined by your DC or your OC.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not sitting there saying for the record that I see your comments there, Jay. I'm not saying that Joe Judge had a lot of great, coaches on the staff, but I think he wasn't afraid to hire people that had coaching experience, and it just seems like Dable was. Like, most people that are a first-time head coach bring on somebody who actually was a head coach before as well to kind of be a soundboard.
Yeah, it's also like a sideways mentorship kind of thing. Like, hey, like, I know you did this before, but like, what do you think about this situation?
Yeah. Maybe not been the good ones to have experience, but at least they had some experience. There's no experience in this roster at all, coaches. Greg says, yep. Jordan says, I'm now convinced Evan Neal, Tay Banks, Jalen Hyatt are actually good football players under another coaching staff. I'll say this. I don't think so. But I do think that there's a good chance that they're better than they are now. I don't think they're necessarily going to be good players, but I think they'll be somewhat serviceable elsewhere. Is that probably the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely be starters, but not like elite starters.
Yeah, no. Antoine says, we've had 2 timeouts. We had 2 timeouts. Why didn't he use one when he saw Chicago line up in that blitz package? Because it's stupado. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Stupado. Dwayne, I feel so bad for John Mara. He's battling a life-threatening disease, and watching his team is probably worse than what he's going through. Oh, my God. I'll say this. One of the worst things for you when you're unhealthy is stress.
Oh, he's definitely dealing with a lot of stress.
He's yeah. And I know cooler heads prevailed against the last one, but yeah, I definitely think that it's time to make that move. It's time to make the move. Deb says, so they put Koo in to punt because Gillen was not doing so well. Put Gillen back in. Well, no, they put Koo in to do the kickoffs, not the punts. So
yeah,
but Gillen was doing the kickoffs along with the punts for some reason. It's all insanity. Like I said, I've never seen such a debacle of special teams without going, oh my God, the special teams coordinator sucks. Like, I'm not even putting this on Michael Gabriel. I'm putting it firmly on Joe Shane and Brian Dable. It's their roster decisions that made this such a clusterfuck.
Let's just roll the dice with one kicker. See what happens here. Oh, fuck. We got injured. We got nothing to do. What do we do? I don't know.
This guy's gotten hurt 2 years in a row, and we're having to pay him a lot of money. We could easily, not pay. Let's keep him.
Yeah. Let's not entertain the idea of actually making a change there.
Let's not even bring in competition. Antoine says we understand. Dwayne says there's a level of corruption and nepotism in this organization that is so glaring compared to every other team. We got family picking personnel, players getting roster spots who don't have talent, coaches getting jobs who are unqualified. Yep. And the yep.
Yeah, yep.
Greg says it's the whole regime. Time to go. Damn straight. But like I said, we can't get the whole regime gone. Except I'm going to say this: there's two players I want. Two coaches I want to keep. And I know you don't always get to keep any coaches when you get a new turnover stat, but sometimes you do. 2, Carmen Brasilia. I want to keep him. And I also want to keep Andre Patterson. The rest of them, they can go. That's the two position coaches I want to keep because the offensive line is finally looking decent. And it's Brasilia. It's also Andrew Thomas being healthy for once. But Brasilia is a good offensive line coach, I think. And like I said, Patterson, because he's been a good defensive line coach for a long time. I think the scheme is the issue, not him. Antoine says, I hope they fire Dable. Damn straight. Deb says, I have a scary, sneaky feeling that they don't get rid of them at the end of the season. No, don't you say that. Don't say that. Sheesh. Insanity. Jimmy says, Olsen on the telecast said the kicking that field goal would make us lose the game. Well, here's the thing. Kicking that field goal, you could make that case that going for the touchdown was the right decision. But you should also make the case that there's no reason that your defense can't go ahead and stop the team when they have to.
Should be expected. It's kind of the job.
I mean, at that point, we're up by 10 points, guys. They had to do back-to-back scores with, what was it, like 6 minutes to go, I think, at that point, if I'm right?
About, yeah.
So someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm trying to go off memory. I don't have that in front of me there. But that's where I had it at. Let's see here. I have it here. 10 minutes and 19 seconds. I was a little off. But still.
Even at that shouting.
You're acting like 14 points to score is a normal thing in 10 minutes. Like, that's not normal at all. Like, you should be able to stop a team from scoring 2 touchdowns in 10 minutes.
Listen to Giants.
Like, that's not an outrageous ask. And hypothetically, if you had gone ahead and gone for it on 4th down and not gotten it, didn't get the 3 points, that would have looked really bad too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That would probably look worse than just going for the set points.
Yeah.
Because it's a 2-score game compared to the 1 score. So, I understand trying to go for 14 compared to 10, but it was the right call.
It was the right call. I had no problem with it. So, no, now we had Scatterboo I'd want it, but
yeah.
Greg says, cooler heads in the Mara family should be hot. Damn straight. Dwayne says this organization is a mess. We run it like a mom pop shop. We run it like a local pizzeria instead of the $1 billion organization it should be treated like. Yeah. 100%. He says, Dwayne says, you're right. Olsen called it and he was spot on. Greg says, everybody, and I mean everyone, is demanding firings on post-game show. Yep. Though I'm a bit curious because we're live. How many post-game shows are you watching live right now?
Be impressive.
He's got like 5 tabs open on his computer, all playing at once.
Just there, fire.
Well, thank you for making us one of the tabs in your browser.
Yeah.
Antoine says, I agree, everybody. Dwayne says, I knew when we turned that penalty down, the game was good as lost. Yeah. Open tryouts, Antoine says. Derek says, all of this losing is on the coaching staff. We should be winning with the talent on the team and the defensive line. This staff doesn't utilize their talent correctly. Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Anybody disagrees with you, you smack them for us. Not when people are looking, though. Antoine says, yes. Drew says, Jones, Barkley, Xavier, Geno Smith, Evan Ingram, Jerome Henderson, Bobby Johnson leaving the Giants organization is a new lease on life. And the scary thing is, we can go on from there probably.
100%.
Yeah, like you didn't mention Love, for example. Became a Pro Bowler after he left the Giants.
Yeah, he was teetering there, but he just...
Yeah. How about Sterling Shepard? Sterling Shepard. He's healthy again, a productive member of the Bucs.
I mean, productive. He's getting positive yards, but it's not like he's lining up.
Just saying. Dwayne says, Dable should be fired today. Do it now. He deserves the awkwardness on the plane.
I'm right there with you.
Just stick him in one of the bathrooms so we can avoid the stairs.
You should do it. You should pull Visine in his martini on the way back, so he has to get stuck in the bathroom. And when he's in the bathroom with the ungodly cramps, Mayor should walk up to the plane. You're fucking fired.
Yeah. Oh,
so now you got that shitty feeling, and you're fired.
Greg says, yeah, it's ultimately about next year. Dwayne says he should be fired and fly back with a dunce cap on. Be harder to fit through that door, that short door at the plane. Luckily, he's small. Antoine says, get Bill. Now, if you mean Belichick, please change that to a different answer. I'm sorry, Belichick is not the answer. Look at the debacle going on right now in North Carolina. Like that's that woman is I feel like is ruining his life, and I hate to say that because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but all of a sudden when he started dating that girl, everything started going downhill for him. What's her name? I think it's like Jordan or something like that.
I don't know, but all I know is when they go to games, they talk about her being there more than Belichick on the field.
Yeah. And that woman has more inches of forehead than she has years on her life. Just saying. It's insanity. I mean, trust me, North Carolina would be happy if we took him off their hands. That's how bad it is. It's insane. Let's see here. Greg says, amen, Drew. Glad you're doing that on a Sunday. Joy says, honestly, don't even let him on the plane. Fire him, make him take the bus back to Jersey. Greyhound. Antoine says, hell, I get Antonio Pierce to coach. Listen, I know everybody is on this Antonio Pierce kick. No. Like I said, you want to make him like the linebackers coach? I'm cool with that. He does not have the experience to be a DC in the NFL, let alone a head coach. People got to recognize. Look at the resume. Greg laughs. Let's see. Dwayne says, aren't we on preseason Hard Knocks too? I want to see him get fired on live television. Yeah, that's December. I don't know the exact dates, but yeah, that's December. And we will have definitely things we will do for when that comes out as well. So Greg says, me too. That'd be awesome. Dorothy says, keep the coaching staff exactly the same. Turn off the TV, get the top pick in the draft. The issue is, honestly, I'm going to call for it right now. I think we should trade back in the draft the way things are going. Trade back. Get more picks. Because we already have the quarterback. Get the picks.
Start anew.
Yeah. Like that's where I'm at. And you can fill up some of the holes, fix some of the depth issues, like that's where it's at. Greg says that would be good TV. Deb to Dorothy, top pick of the draft wouldn't help us. You don't know what to do with him like Carter this year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, Abdul Carter, who had another sack today taken away. Taken away by a penalty. He's had 2 now, so we should have 2.5 sacks. Everybody talking about 10, 12, 15 sacks for him this preseason. Remember, we were right on that one. We said to stop that.
Even if they know how to use them, it wouldn't be fair to expect them to play like that.
Yeah. Jay says, you suck. Boo. Deb says, Jay, you're wrong. You're not wrong, Jay. You're not wrong. At the end of the day. Let's see here. Jay says, I can't disagree with you, Deb. Greg says, exactly. Anthony says, Dart, Scat, Neighbors, Robinson, and a top 5 pick. People will love this job opportunities. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys, point blank, this is a premium job to get in the NFL. And because of Jackson Dart. That's the big thing. You can stop there, the first team. Dart, people love this job opportunity. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
The rest, that's all icing. Like point blank, it's all icing. Just at the end of the day, we had less points than they did. He says Dart was amazing. Greg says Dart is the Giants, damn straight. Anthony says we all know you aren't athletic. True. She says
yes.
You can be unathletic and still have rhythm. Unfortunately, he's saying dry, but he missed Drew is neither. Let's see here. Oops. He says, "Thanks, Rob. Suck. What an asshole." He says, "I love the side digs. Damn straight you do." He says, "So what should we do going forward, Deb? If you were GM?" Let's see. We already did that one there. It's authentic charm. Dwayne says that's because they should have been fired a month ago. They should have been fired last off season. Let's be very clear on that. They should have been fired last off season. Jay says that team did not give a single poop about playing for Russ. Yeah, because nobody likes Russ. We listen. His ex teammates at point blank talk trash about him.
That's an issue.
Yeah, like Richard Sherman literally on Thursday Night Football. So it's not he was like, "Oh, I didn't know there was a camera there." Like he's like sitting there with a mic in his hand saying point blank, he doesn't have the Legion of Boom to bail him out anymore. Like, that tells you all you know about the personality of Russell Wilson, because that's not the first time he's talked about him, and he's not the first teammate to talk about him like that.
No, it also shows you, Sherman, very kind.
Unlimited. He said they should have been fired after week 2. They should have been fired over week -2. Jake, they got worse right away. I'm okay with winning games because we have a franchise QB. We'll get the best on QB anyways, really. Yeah, no, this is why right here, because Debs is 100% true. I've been thinking about, wow, tank to get a new regime. We're doing it. This is incredible.
We talked about early in the year, how many wins does Dable have to get to keep his job, even with Dart? He's not on pace to just be at the maybe situation. You think he's going to get 6 wins right now?
Yeah, he's got to be amazing the second half. And now if Dart's out for a game or maybe 2 even, like you don't even know like how many weeks it's going to take to get over the concussion. Like he can't control that. Dart can't control that, you know?
No.
It's just insanity. Dwayne says, "Give me Vic Fangio. He was in DC before he coaches the best defense in the league. All you need to is hire an established OC." I'm not against that. Be very clear on that. It's not necessarily my plan A, but it's not my plan Z. You know what I mean? Like I'd be okay, and plus it hurts the Eagles. I'd be okay with that. I want to bring in somebody who we know though is really good at quarterback specifically. And I don't even know who you want to go with as far as that. You know what I'm curious about? Who's the Patriots quarterback coach? Ashton Grant. I don't even know who that is. So it's been 5 seasons prior with the Browns. I'm just looking at the fact that look how good Drake May's doing right now. You know? Like I want somebody I trust to actually be good. Let's see here. Jay says Rob does thinks that you don't think are possible. He gives you hope. All things are possible. Anthony says, I don't think anything is saving any jobs. Sorry, I read it wrong. Big Rick 6 says, another we should have won game. Yep. Exactly what this was. Another should have won. Third one, unless you want to, again, you could even include the Saints game to a certain degree, which would put us over 500. Like, insane. Absolutely insane. Jay says, I would sign Dom and Howie for $20 million. Who cares? Just an intimidation factor. Derek says, ask Tom Coughlin to come out of retirement. See? Jay says, if you have a concussion, you don't play next week. Very rare. Exactly. As I'm saying, I expect at least 1 week without Dart.
Ever since it's Tua thing, it's don't expect it.
Yeah.
Especially how it looked on camera.
Listen, Tua's been hit so many times, he doesn't even know how to say his own last name at this point. It's like, that's how bad it is. Anthony says, think about this, y'all. The Jets have the same record as us. Yeah. That's bad. Big Rick says, still allowing too many rushing yards. Yep. Greg says, they are gone by next year. Common sense after 3 years of losing. Yeah. The common sense is not very common.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got called common sense, but it's not very common. Deb says, I've watched games no matter how bad we've been, but I don't know if I can watch Wilson next week. Yeah. Listen, assuming I do a play-by-play next week, maybe we have the red zone instead.
Be interesting.
Oh my gosh. Jace says you're nuts, Drew. TC is way too old. Okay, that makes sense because that he realized I was talking about more of a background kind of role. He says we need someone to come in like a VP of common sense who has experience, and that's the perfect thing for him. What the fool, AC? Fook. Greg says, I don't even take my I'd even take my high school JV coaching Calawatt County, Kentucky, than Dable. Let's see. Dorothy says, is losing 3 seasons in a row, 3 times a season with a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter and losing another 2 games in the same season because you don't have a kicker worse than running the QB kneel on third down. I 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50. Yeah. It's craziness there. Jay says, how do you win an NFL game with a 1940 stat line that insane Justin Fields? He says, I want so desperately a job. I get $40 million and be bad at it. Well, it could be worse. I just want a job. So, craziness there. Jay says, they just don't know how to win. If we had a Harbaugh, we would winning records. Yes, I promise you that. Damn straight we would be. Damn straight we'd be winning. Dwayne says, Caleb Williams is objectively terrible, but our defense is that much worse. Like I said, I'm just be kind of curious because we definitely had a situation, I felt like, where a lot of passes got dropped that Caleb Williams threw that should have been point blank caught. And to be honest, if that happened, we might not have been in the game. We might have lost even worse at that point. But Big Rick says Wilson has a 1-year contract. Winston has a 3-year contract. Get Winston in. I think actually Winston's a 2-year contract, but either way,
2-year.
Winston is going to be the backup next year, no matter what it seems like. But yeah, it's yeah. But I could even care less about the 1-2 year. I want the best player in there. Winston is the better player right now. I have more faith in him. Jay says Caleb has talent. He can do crazy stuff off schedule, but when it's all lined up, he fooks it up. Yeah. Derek says, it's a shame what's going on with Banks. He was once showed flashes of being potential number 1 cornerback and has fallen way off. Maybe that's an issue with the coaching and not Banks himself. It's a combination. Point blank. Banks deserves some of it because he has a piss poor attitude.
Yeah, that's it. Say the least.
Yeah. So let's see here. Big Rick says 3 here, 3 year. I do not like green eggs and ham. I would not eat them from a can. I don't know. I feel like we're doing rhyming here now.
Yeah, I'm not good for that.
Jay says Wilson is a clear upgrade over Daniel Jones. We will compete in the playoffs. This was 60 days ago. I know. We're crazy. I don't pretend to always be right. I don't.
Not usually.
Jay says Dart equals offensive rookie of the year. Easy. Yes. As long as he stays healthy. Let's not scataboom. That's all I'm saying. King Chris TV says time to start playing for draft positioning at this point. Nope. It's all about getting rid of Dable and Shane. That's what it's all about.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Jason's AC, how much was it a big score? Asking about the tickets there. Greg says Dart did actually slide a couple of times, at least. He did. 100% he did. But I think every single time you call a play for Dart to run, you got to reiterate to him. Like, you got to slide. You got to slide. And you know what? I want to take this as a positive that he got a concussion, which is going to sound weird, but hear me out. Maybe this is the lesson. Because you see how it drives him nuts when he has to go into the medical tent. Because that's the 3rd time, by the way, this year he had to go to medical tent for checking for a concussion. But it drives him nuts. It was pissing him off. How much did that piss him off when he's sitting on the sidelines next week? Because he didn't just go ahead and slide. This might be the move that kind of gets him going. So it could end up being a good thing, which is weird. I don't think I ever called the concussion a positive before, potentially. So,
yeah.
Jay says the booze will rain down. King Chris TV says we literally lost every game because of us. Well, hold on. Wait, what? We literally lost every game because of us, besides that second Eagles game. Yeah, We're our own worst enemy. Own worst enemy. Jay says, when Rob shows up at the stadium. Uh-oh. Dorothy says, I have expensive Giants Washington football team tickets. Is that the WFT thing? Tickets that aren't worth the paper they're printed on. I think you could find a Commanders fan that might be interested. Anthony says, Jay, if you're talking about the Jets, it was 27-20. Jay says, no, I mean, at the end of the day, listen, you made some good profit on those Packers tickets. I mean, Anthony says, we could meet at the game next year, Rob. The Packers won't be playing next year, probably.
Most likely not.
Yeah.
Usually every 3.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, it depends on because you got a couple of games that are based on your position in the divisions. So that's why it changes so much. Jay says it would be better to meet at the Golden Corral. Well, my bad. I've made a decent score of them. Jay says, I bet the Cheez-Its have money. I would go for Dart, but with no Dart, take the money and run. He says if we had hired Vrabel, we would be 6-3. Yes, point blank. Yes. How many times, Rod, we'd say the off season, open the checkbook, get a good coach?
It was at least 3 times a week.
I would have paid Vrabel Andy Reid money. Point blank.
Yeah.
He would have been the highest paid coach in the NFL. There's no salary cap on coaches.
Turn around, Mara, open up the checkbook.
Around.
Let him write his own check. Damn
straight. What does it take here? What do I have to put in this area here to get you to come here? Tell Kraft to go calm down in a massage parlor afterwards. King Chris says, feel bad for Dart. He's giving it his all for the rest of the team to F him over. I mean, I don't know. I think it's the coaching staff effing him over. I don't think most of this team, I think, does still care. I don't think most of this team is just walking through things. It's the coaching staff. I really do think that. Jay says Dart is the effing man. Dwayne says Dart will be fine without Dable. Look at Josh Allen. He's about to win 2 MVPs since Dable left. Damn straight. Jay says at a bar in Tampa. Son is out. No job. See where this is going. My name is Andrew. I'm having a problem. No, listen. I was at the bar. First off, the bar is in Largo, Florida. I went to not even Tampa, and the sun was not out because it was downpouring. He didn't watch the Bucks and Patriots game. The sun was definitely not out, and it's okay. I was an alcoholic long before I lost my job, so it's okay. Derek says I'm numb to all this losing now. It's sad. Like I come to expect it now. Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy that we're so numb to it? Like I feel like that's what I feel like. I'm not even pissed about it. I'm like, yeah, expected it.
Yeah, there's the glimmer of hope where it's like, all right, you're playing close, but as soon as Dart was walking off and putting that reverse condom on his head, but going into the back, it's like there's not a shot.
Even then, we could have still done good. Like we had the running game was going, like we were still running good. The defense just gave it up. It's like the problem is we look good for like 3 quarters, then the 4th quarter we turn it to Monica Lewinsky and blow it. Like it just is what it is. Like it's insanity. Jace's pot roast burrito was a victim of that last intermission.
Small blandos.
The good old pot roast burritos. Dorothy says Bill Parcells, 1980 coordinating staff. Tom Coughlin, Romeo Cornell, Al Groh, Ray Handley, Mike Pope, Ron Earnhardt, Bill Belichick. Yeah, it's a damn good coaching staff. And look at that. The guy we selected to go ahead and be our next head coach after Bill Parcells. Look how that worked out, though. We could have had Bill Belichick. We could have had Tom Coughlin. Could have done it. Let's see. He says, Jace's DS, Ray Hanley or Dable pick right now. Yeah, I think we're all going to pick Dable over Hanley. Hanley's one of the few coaches that people despise more than Dable right now, probably.
It's fair.
Jay says, I thought the calls on Banks were crap, to be honest. Honestly, here's the problem, is he's got a reputation, and he makes it borderline. But when you're like literally pulling on their hip and stuff like that, it's going to get called every time. You can't do that. You can't tug at their jersey. You can't pull their hip. You can't do the stuff he does. It is what it is. Jason,
no time.
How many Miller Lights for Rob? Seems 1 or 2 past the threshold.
Sadly, not enough.
That's why he's on the Miller Lite, because of the Millers. He had to move to Miller Lite because of the threshold. It extends the threshold
Yes.
when you switch over.
Meet the Millers.
Zaire Barnes looks like a good special teamer. Yeah, as he takes a sip of this Miller Lite. Jay says, yeah, first effing time we got a ninja with 3 names. Have a good game. I'm so done with that hyphenated shit. He's just so pretentious. And Dorothy says, Jay, Ray Hanley, no doubt. Wow, I'm shocked. She picked Hanley over Dable. That's pretty bad. No name says, is he fired yet? Nope. We're keeping an eye out. Look, I'm gonna do this.
The fire watch.
Dable fired. I'm gonna put this literally in there just in case. Yeah. Let's see. Here's the funny thing: is you go into literally when you clip that in there, it's first thing I see is Wes Steinberg doing a breaking Giants are firing head coach Brian Dable. And he's just doing that to get people going. Those who don't know, that's a fake account that pretends to be actual Giants news. Let's see, you got Pat Leonard calling for it on X. And then you got a bunch of headlines that come up saying that Giants fans want him gone. Like the Spun, I don't even know what the hell the Spun is, but the Spun, G-Man HQ, Sports Illustrated, NJ.com. Like, yeah.
There's a lot that just came up. I was going to say NJ.com, CBS Sports.
Yeah, they're all coming up right now. So, CBS Sports, Giants Wire. Yeah, here's a whole Reddit thing. Oh, my God. It's bad. It's bad. Let's see here. Jay says, no name. This is my conspiracy theory. It's like that movie Royal Tenenbaum, faking cancer for compassion. Obviously, he doesn't want to pay coaches or GMs another red herring. I would hope not. I've still never seen that movie, though, but I hope not. No name says, so do we bring back McAdoo, Shermer, or get McCarthy or Gruden? Well, no Shermer, no McAdoo.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Giants have any interest in Gruden with the email thing. I still think that. I could be wrong. I don't have any inside knowledge. I just it's still where I'm at.
Yeah, they typically like to steer away from any controversy.
Yeah. Yeah, except for the controversy of keeping coaches that should have been fired. Once they get you in, they love the controversy.
Yeah. They like the headlines. Should the Giants fire the coach?
Yeah. But McCarthy, I'm telling you, honestly, guys, I don't think McCarthy is the guy to get you a Super Bowl ring. I don't. But I would take him, depending on, it's an upgrade over what we got now.
Big time.
So, Jason, I want McAdoo and him to wear a massive suit again to the press conference. Money Mike says, I hate Gettleman more than anybody that was ever a part of the Giants. He set us back years. He was the GM in the league. Listen, I don't think he was very good, but there's still guys on here. The best players in this team, some of them are still Gettleman picks.
Yeah.
And the other Gettleman picks that we got rid of are succeeding elsewhere. Again, that's not to say that he's good. I'm not advocating for Gettleman. I'm just saying I think Gettleman's one of those guys because of his brashness and because of the big mistakes he made, like Kenny Galladay, that we remember those things and we forget the fact that he drafted Saquon. He drafted DJ, who may look bad for them, but look, he's looking good for the Colts now. He drafted Andrew Thomas. He drafted Julian Love. He drafted Dexter Lawrence. He drafted a lot of guys that are succeeding in the NFL. So, it's hard for me to look at. If I take the names out and I showed you just how his success rate compared to Joe Shane's success rate, they're probably very similar, to be honest with you. Which is much as an indictment on Joe Shane as me trying to actually, in a minor, teeny, tiny way, stick up for Gettleman.
Yeah, it's very similar.
I
saw something during the week.
Yeah. Let's see. Jay says, Drew looking for a paycheck and extend his career too. Don't hate. It's all right. I still have paychecks incoming, so it's okay. That's the benefit of doing things crazy the way I do things. I got paid extra on Friday, actually, from the job. I don't even work anymore. So It is what it is. I'm special. And there's some more money they're going to give me too as well. They don't know yet, but we'll get into that later. See, Jason's Gettleman could draft though. His some of his draft picks were just horrendous. We had whole years. I feel like nobody actually made it in the NFL, but Joe Shane, the same thing. Look at Shane's earlier draft classes. You know, Demand 1773. Winston should play next week. If Wilson comes out, I'll watch Law and Order. Yes. Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
Not even close to the same theme song.
Nope.
Rob's really caring about copyright infringement for a show that's been on for 40 years at this point. Like, oh my god!
I don't want to get sued.
Wood Rep says at least we have a strong kicking game. Oh my gosh! Oh, let's see. Jason's Law & Order is a great show. I'll watch it because I like seeing Newman and Okereke running like they're underwater. I find it fun. He says that Joe Jeff's staff was a scam. Freddie Kitchens, yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying he did try to surround himself with people who had been a head coach before, unlike Dable.
Yeah.
He says the Cowboy fans were laughing at his show, talking about Jason Garrett. Obviously, he says I think the Giants owners don't want a strong coach. I don't disagree there. But listen, you can say what you want about Dable, and there's plenty of mistakes he's made. Do you think Dable's the guy to go to a meeting and just say yes, yes, yes? Like that doesn't strike me as his personality.
Yeah, he's very brash. He's definitely a guy. Even if he's going to say yes, you're going to see his face that he means no.
I do think he's probably more subdued around people that really controlled his outcome as far as keeping a job. Like I don't think he'd go in there flipping out and cursing John Mayer off. Like, you know, he's not going to treat him like the concussion doctor. Like this is where I'm at. Like, but I don't think he's the full-on yes guy either, you know. But I do think I could see a part of me could also see him going in and having that attitude too as well, where he does just kind of sit there and take it from people he knows have the abilities to make or break him. Like that kind of guy, like is rude around people that he doesn't have to care about how rude he is about. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, do you think he talks to Joe Shane the way he talks to his assistant coaches on the sideline?
No.
Probably not.
You both know that.
Probably not. So either scenario wouldn't shock me though. Either one. Jay says they want a bitch they can push around. No Name says, do we keep Dart and get another quarterback just because it'll be cheap? It'll be cheap. Maybe someone that doesn't get picked in the first round, maybe second or third, that we know is better than what they say he is. No, we're not getting rid of Dart. Like, is that what we're suggesting here? Do we keep Dart? Yes, we keep Dart. End of story. We keep Dart. Yeah, that's just insanity. Jay says, I think Banks is possible. Neil can maybe with the right coach. Hyatt sucks. We get Dart and Winston. That's it. No man. Norman. Is it Norman? Oh, No Name. Okay, I'm like, did I been calling him No Name and his name was Norman? Norm. No. But yeah, that's it. We're good at quarterback. If anything, we maybe pick up like a UDFA or like a late round quarterback that you can make your third quarterback. You can try to groom to be your backup once Winston's gone. That's a logical thing to think long term planning. Not the Giants' strength, long term planning, but yeah, I can see that. No Name says at least just get some fields in our quarterback. He's got 54 yards passing today in 4 quarters. Dorothy says, if these two MLB pitchers have been caught rigging pitches, is it impossible to believe our coach is rigging field goal decisions? Nothing's impossible, but not logical.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Not impossible, though. It's like 13 quarters, 13 yards a quarter, dude, Jay says. Dart was lighting them up. Damn straight he was. Anthony says, I honestly didn't mind Gillum doing kickoffs. Today was tough because he was trying to keep it out of the wind. I only mind because that's not what he's good at.
Yeah, as I said, the weather had a lot of factors in there. Between the snow, the rain, the wetness, if you will. And obviously it's not what it's used to, besides the wind. He's just got his hammer. He's kicking some wind.
Like I said, I'm just like I said, it's a small thing, but it's definitely something where it's just a lot. Jay says, yeah, Hammer Kid, mindlessly booted. When it comes to placement, he is Helen Keller. Yeah. That's his problem that's his problem punting too, as well. He's just not good at that. So it's funny, he figured out how to do a corner kick finally, but it's when he's doing kickoffs. Like, that's not when you're supposed to do that. If he could just repeat that punting, it'd be much better.
It'd be really nice.
No Name says, how do you not go for touchdown when they got a flag that took us from 1 to the half-yard line? I mean, that's easy quarterback, fullback, tight end, or defensive tackle up the middle for TD because our coach sucks. Jay says, and he gets nickname only on the Giants. We had 4th and half a yard to kick the field goal. Way to go. No Name says, bad day in New York. Bills lost. We lost. Yeah, Jets won. Shake my head. Jay says, how did the Bills lose? Wow. Yeah, that's because they sucked today. They played like the Giants.
Yeah, I said that when they were playing KC, which they haven't looked the same as last year. So I picked KC the other week to win the game, but they looked amazing.
Yeah,
it looked terrible now.
Yeah,
it's also a divisional game.
I can't wait to see our pick sheet.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Let's see here. Dorothy says Olsen signaling the in-game betters with that call. It's the Bartlow family all over again. Oh my god! And it's funny because where I live, that's where the DeBartolo family actually is. They're very well known in Tampa. Their son-in-law actually is the sheriff in Hillsborough County, which is the county that Tampa's in. So he gets a lot of money thrown his way by that family too. Like when he announced his candidacy, they had DeBartolo was there with the Super Bowl trophies taking pictures with fans, and they hired Boys to Men to perform. And it was at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. They live a different life than we do. They live a different life.
That's Florida.
Greg says, I watched right after the game and it was all complaints, then turned to goofballs to vet. I'm just messing with you, man. You watch what you want to watch, man. You're good. We're just
I'm busting chops here.
Jay says we are 3 overall on Tankathon right now. Here's the problem: is our strength of schedule is going to kill us again. Like we could be tied with like 3 other teams for the same record, and we'll be 3rd because of those 3 teams because of the record. Okay, sorry, because of the strength of schedule. That's the tiebreaker. I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that. I think what you should do is you should do a TV special at the end of the year and do the lottery balls. And that should be the tiebreaker. Like that. Listen, first off, NFL makes money because they can sell the TV rights to it. And B, it's more fair. And it still stops the tanking thing. It's not going to be like the NBA where you tank to get the first overall pick. It's still based on record. It's the tiebreakers.
Yeah. Should make teams do hopscotch races. Do potato sack races.
No, I'm saying do like the pop ball, like like that. Like get out the old Yolanda Vega out there and go ahead and let's find out what happens.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers Yolanda Vega. Is she even still doing the lottery? Yolanda Vega.
All right. It's a good question.
That's why I asked it. Anthony says, I'm tired of the soft football after being up in games. Do you know why the Patriots did so well for so long? They consistently attacked. If they were up by 2 scores, they played. They were down by 2. Yep. And we just go, we got this. Pack it in, and then lost. Jay says, maybe we pick a sack artist with no sacks again. I mean, at the end of the day, listen. Matt the Giants fan is up at it. Says, no more Russell Wilson for God's sakes.
Yeah.
We can't make any promises. Listen, guys. I want to keep going through all your guys' comments, but we got so many comments, and I appreciate you guys. Don't get me wrong. We're almost 2 hours in, and I thought we were getting caught up, and then all of a sudden, y'all went on more and more comments here. And again, I appreciate it. I ain't knocking it. I ain't complaining. Don't get me wrong. I just feel bad. Yeah. We're not going to be able to stay on for everybody's comments. Like we'd be on for like 2 hours to do that probably. So, and I know Jay's going to point out that I don't have a job. So what else am I doing? But, but I do have to do some things around the house still too. So.
Yeah.
Listen, we got
dinner.
207 of y'all in the chat right now. Again, appreciate you guys really for joining up with us here. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit the share, tell a friend about the show. Again, we do live shows every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, along with game day action on, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, OnlyFans.
Sure thing, Rob.
OnlyFans, of course.
Listen,
we have the camera on my feet right now, actually, while I'm talking about the Giants.
The fans is how I'm low speed.
This is how I'm paying for things without a job now. Eat pics.
He's got a pedicure going on.
Listen, I've gotten plenty of pedicures before. I ain't knocking them. They're not bad. It's a nice. I've gotten pedicures. I've gotten manicures before. It is what it is. But again, guys, of course, we're live. I said live. I'm keeping doing it with audio. We're available for audio download the day after there at 5 o'clock. Usually is when that'll pop up there for you guys. That's when we shoot it out. It's up to the platforms when they shoot it out to you guys from there. So, guys, again, we'll be back tomorrow going over the rundown of all the NFL teams that actually know how to close the game out. Of course, giving you guys all the latest. And I'm hoping tomorrow is a special edition about the firing of Joe Shane and Brian Dable. If that happens, let me just tell you guys that we will be going crazy. When that happens, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'll probably even go live immediately with that since I have no job right now. I'm already home. And then Rob and I will do a show with, the latest news going on with it. They're still Monday at that point there, but I know you all want to rejoice the second that happens. So, we will definitely be ready to go if and when that happens. That's for sure. Again, guys, appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys supporting the show while the Giants are just shitty. And I get it's not easy to support a show that talks about a crappy football team. So appreciate you guys. We'll be back again tomorrow. See you guys then. Appreciate you guys as always. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man. Fire Dable. Go G-Man. Fire Dable. Fire him.
G-Man.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.